welcome to my kitchen. Today we're pickling, which is one of my favorite things to do to preserve all the different vegetables and fruits that I have in my fridge and get some longevity out of them. And I have an overabundance of carrots, so we are going to be pickling carrots today, which you probably, I don't know, may have done or may not have done, but I love pickled carrots. They add just some variety to my salads. I also add them to some of my dishes, such as like a roasted salmon or anything along those lines, just to add a little extra pop and flavor. So to get started, we're gonna make our brining liquid. Again, these are refrigerated pickles, so they are not canned by any means. These are going to pop into my fridge and stay in my fridge. You can keep them for about a month and then you can be done with them. Hopefully they won't even last that long. So to get started, my cooking liquid here, I'm using unseasoned rice wine vinegar. You can use seasoned. The difference between the two, seasoned has some salt and sugar in it, whereas the unseasoned obviously doesn't. Or play around with it and you don't have to use rice wine vinegar. You could use red wine vinegar, distilled white vinegar. It just depends on your flavor preference. So I have 3/4 of a cup here. I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. You don't want to use iodized salt in your pickles. It will give them a metallic-y flavor. So 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt in here. And then all I'm doing for a little bit of sweetness, I'm adding 1.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You can play around with the sugars here too. I've done some with maple syrup before. I like the flavor of maple syrup. I've also done some with brown sugar because I like the flavor profile, the little added molasses in here. I've also done some with just straight sorghum or straight molasses. They're just not as sweet. It does change the color, right? You have to think about that. All we're going to do is put this on the stove here just until it comes to a boil, and that's it. Then we'll pop back in here. I'm gonna slice my carrots up and show you how to finish this. Okay, so we are back. Our liquid has completely incorporated in here with the sugar and the salt. This is a very simple brine, right? For our pickling, this is where I want to add my flavor. You can leave it just like this and leave it plain Jane, super simple, and it will still taste amazing. But I want to show you how you can add some flavor profile components to this. So I have here some dried chili peppers, like a little spice in my life, and then I have some cardamom, and I have some star anise, which is literally my favorite. If you haven't had star anise, it tastes like licorice. If you don't like licorice, don't add it in there. So I'm adding, again, you're not going to eat these when you put them in here. They're just going to flavor it, and you're going to take them out after they pickle. So I'm adding my star anise. I like it. I'm adding 3 little pods of them, and aren't they so cute, right? Little star, that's where they get it. Star anise, it's a star. And then I'm going to add about 4 cardamom pods. Oh, I love cardamom. I just grind it and put it on my vanilla ice cream because cardamom is one of my favorite. All right, and then I'm adding chili, dried chili. You can use just chili flakes too if you have those in your house. I'm adding 2 in there. My husband loves spice. I'm okay with spice, but he's gonna eat the majority of these, I know it, because he's obsessed with pickles. All I'm doing is letting it steep in here while I finish my carrots. So I've peeled my carrots. I've cut them into nice strips. You can cut them into any size you want. I like just little strips because then I can kind of play around with them in the recipes that I use them for. And now I'm gonna show you how I did that. So I cut the top off of the carrot and a little bit of the bottom off of the carrot here. I will tell you, when I peeled it, I saved all the peels. I make an amazing crispy carrot peel snack. Literally, you just take your carrot peels here, you toss them with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, put them on a sheet pan, toss them in a 450-degree oven, and they crisp up and they taste like potato chips. They're amazing. Just saying, you should try it. I will have another cooking video on that too to help you out. So I'm just measuring the carrot here just so that they can all be the same length. I reserve this and I eat it, or my dog eats it because he loves carrots. Then I'm cutting the carrot in half here, lengthwise, and then I'm cutting it into the desired strip size that I like. And that's all I'm doing. So now they're all equal length here. And my last one. Then I have my glass jar. It has a self-sealing lid. You do not need the self-sealing lid. We're putting them in the refrigerator, so if you have a WEC jar or any of those jars that just have a lid on it, totally fine. You just want it to be deeper so the entire carrot can be submerged into the liquid is all you're looking for. So I'm gonna take my carrots, pop them in here. Don't forget the little guy there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fish out, my chili pepper because I want that to stand up in there. So I'm gonna fish out my chili pepper, and then I'm gonna put that right in there. And the rest of this, I'm literally just gonna pour right over my carrots. And you want it to go all the way to the top of those carrots and cover them up, and you can see my beautiful star anise is in there. I'm just gonna kind of push that down. And that's it. Oh, it smells so good. All I'm going to do, put the lid on it, let it cool to room temperature on your countertop, and then I pop it in my fridge. Literally let it sit overnight. The longer it sits, the more it's able to penetrate into those carrots. So I usually give it 2 days. That's how I like it, but it's good after 24 hours. And then it will keep up to a month in your fridge as long as you keep them submerged in the liquid. So enjoy, have fun with carrots, have fun with pickling. I pickle blueberries too. Those are one of my favorite things to do. Same process, instead of carrots, just add fresh blueberries in there. Let me tell you, you won't regret it. They add a pop to your salad. I put them on salmon as well. So, so good. Any way you fry it, no pun intended, you're just going to have a lot of fun pickling. Play around. I love versatile recipes. This is another one of those. And just have fun pickling. Cheers.